Hi guys, this is Fred Campos, owner of DFW Website Designers. Many of you know me as the web designer for North Texas, but I also own a blog and a podcast that helps dads with custody issues called Daddy Got Custody. I'm here today with my son Zachary.
Hi, I'm Zachary. I'm going to be a sophomore at LD Bell High School. I have hobbies in the band, and I'm really excited about this trip that we're about to begin.
He's talking about this trip. We're going to do a father-son trip that's going to take place from July 1st through July 16th.
We're going to travel on Amtrak trains. We're going to go on Greyhound buses. We're going to Uber around in the cities that we're going to stay in for a long time. And we're going to Airbnb the places that we're going to stay. So it's full of travel.
Now, this trip is not all just fun and games. It is a vacation, but we're also going to call it a worktation. I figured since my son is getting ready to be in high school, most of his summers are going to be taken up with the LDBL band, that this is probably the only summer that he can get together, and I want to teach him the craft of building websites. I want him to understand what this is like so that perhaps he could do this while he's in college. In addition to that, I want to show him how a small business works, and we're going to talk about what it is to borrow money, to pay money back, what it is to plan out a trip and do all this on your own. Basically, this is the coming of age trip for my son Zachary.
So in order to afford everything that we're going to do, the basics are that we're going to have some sponsors that are going to sponsor us. We're going to build websites during the most of the entire time, and we're going to hopefully get some attorneys for Dad's podcast that he's starting up.
So the purpose of this video is I have 4 opportunities for you to get involved. Opportunity number 1 is that you can sponsor a loan of this trip for $500. We're looking for 5 people to sponsor a loan. Now that first $500 may be for a laptop for Zachary. The second $500 may be a laptop for myself. The next 2 may be for $1,000 for insurance, an emergency fund, and maybe $500 for some fun and games, some things to see, whether it be in New York or Chicago or in Atlanta, Georgia.
So basically the idea is that we're going to post a daily video vlogging our trip, and if you sponsor us with the $500, basically what we're going to do is we're going to market you, we're going to advertise you so you can get more out of it, and then we'll pay the $500 after the finish of our trip.
We're going to pay it back. We may even pay it back with some interest. There'll be some buttons, some PayPal buttons below, if some availabilities for you to check it out. The second opportunity is I sell small websites today that are usually from landing pages up to 5 pages for $6.97 on DFW Website Designers. During this trip, and maybe for a couple weeks prior to it, you can pre-buy those websites for a whopping $500. The third opportunity is we sell larger websites, usually around $2,500, for anywhere from about a 7 to 20 page website or an e-commerce site. In that process, both me and Zachary will build that while we're on the trip. We'll sell 3 of those for a whopping $1,000 off or $1,500. Last but not least, for my attorney friends that are on this, if you happen to live or practice on the East Coast, this is an opportunity that you can be interviewed and be a part of our podcast. In addition to the podcast, we'll list you on DFW Website Design, and we'll be promoting you on the trip. So we have 4 great opportunities for you to be involved in our trip around the country.
So there's no ways to lose. We can advertise you, we can make you a website, we can get you on Dad's podcast, and so we hope that you enjoy our trip. We're going to be blogging our trip every day, and hopefully you'll follow us and stay interested.
So check us out, sponsor us, but for more details about this, go to www.fathersontrip.com. We look forward to telling you more details soon.